Hey, Casey?
What up?
I'm going to let you go so Stark and I can do this. We're just having technical issues with stuff.
That's fine. No big deal.
Alright. Sorry.
Catch you later, man.
Yep. How's it spelled?
Technically, it's G-A-L star G-U-N, but that doesn't work, so Galgun. G-A-L-G-U-N.
G-A-L star, you said?
Yeah, look at the cover, Dan. Jesus fucking Christ. This is the title screen is on right now. I just put Galgun.
Sorry, we don't recognize that game.
Nope, you sure won't.
Right. We're live. Okay. So, Stark, what can you tell me about Galgun?
You will soon find out. This is a import from Japan. We have ourselves on rails first-person shooter, and you will see that even though this is an M-rated game, if you can only think in terms of Western games. This is an import game, so everything's in Japanese. There are absolutely no subtitles or anything. Essentially what's going on is this is the work of Cupid. She's trying to do her business of hooking people up, and she's about to have a terrible mishap.
How terrible?
You'll find out.
Stark, that seems like a more than adequate amount of pharaohs.
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to happen. So here we are. Essentially, the context of this scene is he's just discovering the side effect of being stabbed with so many of these arrows, and it's the simple fact that girls are insanely infatuated with him.
Well, infatuated's not a bad thing. Oh, dude! What are you doing to that poor girl?
Well, that's the thing, is he can't have these girls coming after him because the whole point of being shot with Cupid's arrow was to find his true love, and for whatever reason, he won't survive if, like, he hooks up with any other girl. So, as a countermeasure, Cupid has given him her pheromone gun. So, now he will defend himself with a pheromone gun against swarms and swarms of horny teenage girls. And this is the result. This is kind of like the tutorial of the game, just kind of getting the concept across. They'll do like a little questionnaire. There's guides for this game that are around that explain a lot of this stuff thoroughly. Like, I'm eventually going to get hit with kind of like this little questionnaire that sort of gives these little stats. I'll be honest, I have no idea what all the stats are for or what they do.
天使学校3年生の卒業試験は3年生である私は天井様を指定されましたので
Can you bang Cupid?
在学中にというほど
No, you don't bang any of these girls. Like, essentially as far as this game goes in terms of arrow content, like, it's nothing outside of basically what you just saw. Typical ecchi anime stuff goes on, you know, like, of course you're gonna see, like, those little panty shots and all that kind of stuff, but yeah.
Ecchi or ecchi?
Yeah, ecchi, I believe, is proper pronunciation.
Sorry, if I wasn't super part of the conversation, I was trying to get our levels correct and some of the background noise, tucked away. But, Stark, this game is fucking bananas.
Yeah, this is basically, this is a kind of game that's kind of fun to have around the house, because even if you have one of those friends that doesn't really dig anime or anything, it's so fucking ridiculous that it's bound to get some laughs out of somebody. I believe on the there's an importer on Amazon, and one of the reviews for this game from an American that imported the game was great to whip out. Like, this is the game to whip out when a bunch of people are drunk at a party. There's also a it's like a score attack mode. After you've beaten the story mode, you'll have access to different you can basically do the levels from this game without these story scenes. Since this is the first time playing on this PlayStation, I don't have access to any of that stuff, so we're gonna have to go through the story mode. But the story mode does have the boss battles, yeah, if you could even call them that. They're kind of like these different little segments that occur with there's 4 girls that you can choose from, which those options will come up shortly after the questionnaire. Even though this is an import game, you'll still get trophies and everything out of it, which is kind of neat.
Do you even know what you're picking, Stark?
To be honest, like, this seems to be fairly inconsequential stuff. This affects your in-game stats. I have no idea what the in-game stats do.
How easily you orgasm certain girls?
I don't even, like, I really don't think it's gameplay related at all.
Oh, like your blood type? That every Japanese game has to give your blood type?
Yeah, like, I have absolutely no idea what any of this stuff does. Like I said, there's guides that kind of explain a lot of this stuff better. I've used them for, like, between each level, you'll talk to the girl that you're actually trying to get with versus the ones that are swarming you like mad women. And, like, I've used the guides just to pick the correct responses to those. Yeah, and as you can see, here's the stats that I got out of this. What they are and what they do is beyond me. Unless any of you know how to read Japanese, I don't know what to tell you. And now we should be at the point in the game where we get to select the girl that we're going to go after. As you can see, here's the 4 girls. Probably the easiest route for me to do without a translation guide would be, like, I know these 2 girls here are really hard to do because they both have, like, these boss battles / activities where you pretty much need something to decipher the Japanese language. So we're going to go with the first girl. I've done this route a bunch of times, so hopefully I can get through it, but we'll see what happens.
了解いたしました。
Every now and then I screw up in this game, like I've played it a bunch of
あとは
times, but
天蔵様のためにも
I'm by far a pro at it, I guess.
どちらも大事ですよ。さて、ここから先、女の子が次々と
They're basically going over his, I guess you could say, survival strategy for making it through the day of school and encountering the girl of his dreams.
ご心配なく、私は天蔵様にしかすぎ。はい、本当です。
はい。
それでは。スタートです。
Start mission. Now, would this be easier with the PlayStation Move controller start?
I don't think so. It's going to take me a bit to adjust because you can actually go in the options and adjust the sensitivity.
That helps, I take it. Or
Well, it's just like you would for like a first-person
yeah,
shooter.
you're just used to something else.
Yeah, like I have mine turned up a little bit more, but I don't feel like fumbling through the menus and trying to remember which one was the option menu at the time.
Dude, that bitch was easy to orgasm.
Yeah, you'll find the most difficult enemies that you enemies, if you will, encounter
Enemies?
are the teaching staff. Apparently, since they're adult women, they
Have more refined tastes.
yeah, we'll go with that, I guess. I guess they're not.
I still love that there are just some of them that are walking by that haven't even noticed you that you scooch you.
Yeah, that's.
It's just like, here you go, just go, ah!
This game has, like, you'll notice every now and then some of those girls were about to hand me, like, a love confession. That's actually one of the most damaging attacks they can do to me in this game.
では、先を急ぎましょう。
You don't want to be confessed to. It will ruin your life.
Can't you just say no?
させちゃいましょう。
I don't think these girls are going to take no for an answer. Hence the problem.
See, if he just accepted this, he could just turn this into the greatest harem anime ever.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, like, I'm pretty sure the consequence of screwing this thing up is death for the main character. I haven't got the bad ending yet, but, like, I've only gotten the normal and true endings for a couple characters.
See, if this was an American boy, it would just be like, Dear Diary, best day ever.
Yeah, and then, like, all these girls become welfare queens and
Pregnant, super
die
pregnant,
of AIDS,
super mega pregnant.
get herpes, become the laughing stock of the school.
Well, they're all pregnant, so they wouldn't become the laughing stock. It would just be expected of them. Ecstasy shot. Finish her.
Yeah, the ecstasy shot is essentially the headshot of this game. It can, you know, it's the instant way to put these girls out of commission.
Yeah, it's just orgasm. So the best place to shoot is the vagina, or...
Well, that's the thing is, eventually here I'm going to actually, this would have been a good spot to do it. Once I build up, the little meter that's filling up in the heart logo is the Doky Doi meter, and essentially that's like the bomb of this game. You'll see the mechanics of that in a little bit, and that's actually one of the ways to find out a good spot to shoot the girls for ecstasy shots. A shot, aside from, like, if a girl comes at you with a love letter, if you shoot them through the letter, that's usually an ecstasy shot. Sometimes their heart itself is an ecstasy shot, and a little bit near the crotch tends to be an ecstasy.
A little bit near the crotch.
Yeah, so there's that.
Also known as the clitoris.
Yeah, so always remember.
Go for the clit when you can.
Yeah, that's the
Chicks like that.
that is the Galgun equivalent of the headshot right there.
Christmas cake.
Is we're not as much making girls die as much as
Making them orgasm intensely.
yeah.
一方多いですよ。どうしたの？
And these are like the little you can see they kind of are doing like the gouge game type of thing, or gouge would be a dating game.
だって幼馴染だから。
have like a little conversation with the girl you're trying to pursue. There's different responses. Like I said, there's usually guides for this, but from my personal experience, you can usually squeeze by and get enough. There's kind of like these little points with the girls. For whatever reason, the triangle button response seems to work really well with a lot of the girls. There's a couple of them that are a little more finicky than that, but
Dude, she's exercising your cock.
yeah, she's like one of them shrine maiden type girls, so that's kind of her thing.
You know, for what is it? What is the fucking name for boy love? Amuto? Is that wrong?
That's the word for sister.
Okay, so it's not that.
Boys love would be
Yaoi.
Yeah.
I'm surprised there's not a yaoi version of this in Japan.
Yeah, they don't. Fujoshi don't spend as much money as regular grade otaku. They get plenty of shows though.
Well, I mean, a Yuri version of this would be essentially the same, but more fun to play.
You wouldn't see any difference though.
That's your point. In my mind,
you don't even see the character, with the exception of like you saw his back full of arrows, and that's about as.
Yeah, you just call it Galgun Plus. You add like one bonus mission, and it's like, oh, now it's a girl that all the girls want to hang out with.
And I think they went over this concept in what is it? The anime, The World God Only Knows. He sends out one of the girls to buy him a game in Akihabara.
Oh,
And it
season
turns
2.
out, yeah, maybe it is season 2.
Yeah, because
And
I haven't seen that.
it turns out there's multiple versions of a dating game that he likes, and she has to figure out the correct one. And it turns out that one version is the boys love version, where the main character goes after the male characters that were in the game. There's a Yuri version where the main character is a girl. Okay, now I don't really know storyline wise what this is. Essentially there's some kind of thing that's possessing the objective girl, if you will, and you kind of have
Is
to
it your
fight
semen?
No, this game is not. This is not an H game. Sony.
Oh yeah, no, you're just making them orgasm intensely.
Well, no, this is like some kind of exorcism. You're gonna see here. There's these little ghost things, and I have to fight off.
Other men's semen?
No.
They have tails. Vagina time.
And this happens with any of the girls that you choose.
So, if you choose...
There's a rating that comes up at the end of each of these. As far as I know, 40,000 points is pretty much the best you can get for a level. And like that ranking at the bottom goes up with the more of those MP that you acquire.
Alright. Is that battle easier if you answer better the questions, or is it pretty much just plays out the same regardless?
That, I don't think so. Like, that's more tied into gameplay-related skill, I think. It's been a long time since I played story mode, so...
Score mode all the way or no way?
Well, I played... there's like a thing on... Once you beat all 4 routes, they combine all the levels from all the routes into one huge mega level in Score Attack. And Score Attack is kind of like a survival mode. Unlike this mode, you won't get health back until you beat like certain parts of certain levels and certain boss battles and stuff. So it's pretty tough. So I've been kind of focusing on trying to beat that. Yeah, he's getting coached by his...
Is she the bustiest choice? Because if she's not, I disagree with who we're going after.
issues among them. I chose this route just because I know it well. And,
You like blue-haired girls?
no, I actually would be going after the Twin Tail Tsundere, but her route's a lot harder.
She's not in love with you because she wants to be. Oh, I wanted to, that image of the girl holding the portal closed while the guy's reading a book and she's shaking her ass back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
That animated GIF, could you send that to me?
Yeah, sadly enough, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yes, could you just send me some, like, hysterical, like, anime lewdness? The sound is perfect. Well done on the levels. Yeah, I was fucking around with this for a bit, Casey. Thanks. It's almost like we're slowly figuring out how to do this. I noticed that there was some static, so I fucked around with it a little more too, and hopefully most of the static's gone. From our voice, not the game or whatever. Level up! Is the new season of Railgun coming out soon?
I think spring, so it should be next season.
So soon. Soonish.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I've just been seeing a lot of stuff for it around on the web.
Now, okay, forgive me if I go with the wrong thing here. I'm pretty sure this is the option we want. Hopefully I didn't start over the level. I did that my first couple times playing this.
Damn it, game!
I believe that's save and proceed. Yeah, it was.
Good to know. Is there a translation guide for this out there?
You can pretty much have all the scenes translated if you're willing to go and look through, but it's like a lot of it is Google translation, so...
Stark, how am I supposed to masturbate to this?
There's plenty. Let's see.
No, I need plot, Stark.
Here's something interesting, too. Pressing the select button is kind of this game's panic button, and it brings up this little screen to make it look like you're doing something else with your time. And it doesn't do anything besides this, but this is, you know, in case you got somebody that would give you shit for playing. I'm not exactly sure. I think so.
That's kind of cool. Oh, I just need to pee! Leave me the fuck alone! Wow. You orgasmed that bitch good. I think I've seen remnants of this level.
Yeah, sometimes these levels are, this game does recycle some of the levels, but, like, each route does have its own unique levels. Sometimes, like, the first part is always the same.
This poor bastard, he was just trying to go to the bathroom and all these girls are trying to fuck him. It's a first world problem, Stark. You don't see kids in Africa having these issues.
No. You don't see kids in America having these issues. Oh, here's a teacher. As you can see, they're a little more dangerous. Student council members tend to be more dangerous, too, because, you know, respect their authority.
So, he just passed out when she shot him, and girls orgasm under this shot.
Well, I think the gun is kind of set to a different thing.
Oh, okay. There's pheromone setting, and then there's orgasm setting. Also, you're just shooting these poor girls who are walking away. You're like, oh, I'm just washing my hands.
Gotta shoot them all. Gotta get those MPs.
Shoot them all. God. And people wonder why video gamers are violent. Oh, that's the girls' room. I love the little spinny thing on their eyes.
Oh, for the girls with glasses.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're gonna... This is gonna be a demonstration of how the Doky Doki mode works. This is kind of like the game's bomb. When you're kind of being assaulted, there is a way to... Essentially what you do in this mode is you have to individually get this girl to get really excited, and when you're done, once that meter on the left fills up, essentially what's going to happen is she'll go super crazy, and it'll set off like this area of range effect that sets off all the other girls nearby.
So she comes so hard, everyone around her orgasms.
And like that, it'll be the equivalent of like a ecstasy shot going on. My only thing is like I find this to be a little bit on the repetitive side. Like some of these girls, it's very difficult to do this to, and like I kind of get why they made this a little long-winded, because, you know, in the end this is an otaku game, so like, you know, everybody's gonna love that element of it right there. You can go ahead and do that a million times, and we've already captured her. Or whatever it is that we're doing, making making her super cum, or whatever the hell is.
Casey thinks this game should have been called Harem plus Machinima. I love setting cheeks. It's great.
If there was enough girls on the screen, it would have put us into they call it fever mode, and essentially that makes it easier to pull off the ecstasy shots. You can actually trigger them on your own without that bomb effect by just getting, I think you have to get 5 ecstasy shots in a row. Unfortunately, I'm not that good. I've done it a couple times, mostly by accident.
So, they didn't have this game in the listing of games to choose from that we were playing, so I figured the best thing was to say it was a Hyperdimension Neptunia game.
Oh, but that's so very wrong. Like, you can't put up a game without saying what it is.
Well, like, they have a list, and you have to choose from the list.
That's bullshit. Because we're essentially misleading our viewers.
You mean Casey?
No. I was kind of hoping I was doing this more for more than a person who's already working for the podcast.
That has arguably been on the stream several more times than you. No,
Yeah, because I have a job, unlike you two fucks.
Casey has a job.
Oh.
Casey works full time. At a potato chip factory, I think?
Yeah, probably makes a lot more money than I do. Not that that's hard to do. You know what's sad is, like, they're actually thinking of raising the federal minimum wage. And if they do that, I'll get a raise. That's how poorly I'm paid for what I do. I'll actually get a 6-cent raise if they raise the federal minimum wage.
What are they thinking of raising it to?
$9.80 an hour.
Really?
Yeah, I'll wind up with a 6-cent raise.
$9.80 an hour. Frito, oh. Yeah, Casey does work at a potato chip factory.
Yeah, he works for Frito-Lay. They make bad money.
Yeah, when Casey came out here, he actually rode on a golden dragon.
A golden dragon?
Gold. It was covered in gold.
A dragon covered in gold?
Yeah, he rented it himself. That's how much money he makes. And instead of glasses, he wears 2 monocles.
2 monocles?
Just because he's that rich?
You know, I almost wonder if monocles were the only thing they had for glasses, and then somebody was like, well, what if I just put a bridge in the center of them and something to hold it on your ears, and that's what glasses...
I think it was because some people just have, like, one bad eye.
What came first, the monocle or the eyeglasses? I mean, a monocle's kind of inconvenient to hold in place.
Casey says he's a billionaire.
Yeah.
I'm totally, like...
I'm somehow doubting that because he listens to our podcast. And he could easily take that billions of dollars to entertain himself in way better ways than listening to us.
Oh, dude, he came over here and I told him about like 6 different podcasts he's never listened to, and he's like, oh, I'm downloading all of them. He only listens to us, I think, because he needs more podcasts.
which is probably the only reason most people listen to us.
We had someone comment the other day that they hadn't been to the site for a while and missed us. Oh, hey Stark. You know what? Next month, the end of next month, I think it's the beginning of March, Varms turns 10 years old.
So are we having a 10th year anniversary?
Yes. When we first started that, Justin Buck, like, I think he just went to the first website that he could find that would, like, register and host, and he paid a fuck ton of money for terrible hosting. And then I ended up getting screwed, like, every year when I renewed.
Now, the one thing that's good about that, at least in the story mode, it doesn't work in the score attack mode, is I can do that, that little Doky Doki mode thing, and essentially get some health back.
Does the game get significantly harder than this?
This route is fairly easy. Different routes have kind of different. Like I find that the guitar playing girl and the Twin Tails rich girl, they have much harder routes. Like girls will come out that take much more damage. They come out in higher numbers. A lot of them tend to like get right in your face with the confessions. Towards the end of this route, it gets a little bit harder. The difficulty isn't through the roof. Like, this isn't some kind of hardcore, super challenging game by any means whatsoever.
Well, it's just, I mean, then it's just like most shooters that there are easy routes, there are hard routes. Oh, this is where the insanity really starts.
There are certain things that you can do in this game that, like, actually are hard to pull off. One thing is, in that Doki Doki mode, it's kind of like a collection mode. If you can find, in one playthrough, if you can find the same girl in all three of the different possible outfits, which would be their school uniform, their gym uniform, and their school swimsuit,
of course, yeah,
you can go into a gallery and poke and prod at them however long you like in the gallery menu. It's actually very difficult to pull off, especially because some girls, you know, do not appear, like, it's something that's best done during the, those call-outs are kind of like their little vocal confessions. So as you can see...
Are you the only man in this school?
That's a great question. Obviously, this game would not be nearly as awesome if it was a bunch of guys coming at the screen. Unless this was a Fujoshi game. But
well, no, I mean, the guys could just be disgusted with you.
Yeah, I don't think the pheromone gun would work on them as well.
No, they would just walk away and be angry or shoot at you.
Or have to change their pants, I guess. And then hit with the love letter.
Casey's bitching that the new podcast isn't up yet.
Why isn't it?
Shut the fuck up, Stark. That's why.
Speaking of the podcast, we kind of need, like, a game or something for the next one.
Yes.
That's why we haven't done a podcast.
Dude, why is she standing on top of a bookcase?
Because she's horny.
No! No! It is not reason!
People have done dumber things. Oh, I'm sorry. Really fucking horny.
Casey's calling this the Japanese orgasmo.
Yeah, that's essentially what it is. Like, the weapon he's holding is pretty much the equivalent of the orgasmo there.
What was Ron Jeremy's bad guy name in that?
I don't know.
Cockknocker.
No, you're thinking of Jay and Silent Bob, and that was Mark Hamill's character.
Oh, yeah.
Cockknocker. All I remember Ron Jeremy as being called in that film, student council, very dangerous. All I remember Ron Jeremy being called was Pickle Dick numerous times throughout the film.
And JC Lane was still hot. She was in that. No, Cock Rocket is not correct. Cock Rocket was an attack they had. Doesn't that burn down the mansion?
I think so.
I don't want to sound gay or nothing.
Okay, here we have one of the boss battles / special events in the game.
I don't think it was Sex Master Zero.
I think that was the name of one of their films.
Yeah. If only there was some kind of page on some connected network of computers forming a web.
Yeah, we know, the internet. But we'll fuck up the stream looking it up, so.
Well, Jizz Master Zero?
Maybe?
See, isn't this so much more fun than actually looking it up? Bitch, this ain't no time for reading.
Yeah, she's got to study. And this gives us a terrible excuse to look at her panties multiple times.
What, do you shoot her when she's looking?
No. Essentially what's happening is the character has to hold her stool, and that means,
Her poop?
No, the stool that she's standing on to look up books. And... but you do this by holding the targeting thing over this little area. But while this is happening, there are, like, these little possessed books that are, like, will try and, like, come after her that I have to shoot.
Why? I've never seen a stool do that.
We're trying to look at her underwear here, so...
I love that I'm suddenly in the wrong.
When you're questioning what's going on in an ecchi game, you've kind of already lost the point.
Also, I noticed that she only, like, wears blue, which seems like a pretty mundane choice. Also, this is the longest any human being has ever looked for a book ever.
Pantsu, Dan. Pantsu.
Dewey, where is your card? Where is your decimal system? Oh wait, doesn't it not work for Japanese because it's like a fucked up, made-up language? It is Jizz Master Zero.
Will your girlfriend ever say anything you does is sugoi?
Is Sugoi cute?
No. It's amazing. Kawaii is cute. Come on, Dan. Get your weeaboo shit together.
Why is your book thing not full? Are you supposed to shoot more books?
Yeah, essentially. But I think we passed. We just didn't do that great.
How could you have shot more books? Maybe if you held her still longer?
Yeah, I think that was part of the problem. I've kind of had like a lot of hit and miss on that mission.
Oh, she didn't need the stool anyway. It's right there on ground level.
But the point is, we saw her underwear a fuck ton of times.
I don't think you were supposed to, Stark.
Oh no, that was intentional.
No, I think you were supposed to hold her still, is what I was saying.
Oh well, no matter what, like it's always going to
No,
become
no,
unsturdy.
it's not. You shut up, Joan.
Like it's always going to, and even then you still just see her underwear the entire time.
Oh, even if she's just like, oh, let me just
Well, yeah,
tuck this into my pantsuit.
You have,
My plain, white, boring pantsuit.
yeah, I prefer striped myself.
I like the ones with the animals on them.
Oh, someone's lolicon.
No, that's what,
No, that's totally loli.
Fuck you, Stark. What is it, Mimoni from the Blue Seed?
Even like, well, usually like the girls with lowly tendencies that are older will wear them too.
Casey wants us to know this is a prime example of why Westerners think that we are
Horrible perverts.
creeps, but yeah.
Yeah, well, it's all the same shit though, really. We could just be cool, get drunk, get laid, and get a bunch of girls pregnant and turn them into welfare queens, like cool alpha.
I'm married!
Alpha Americans. Americans are just as shameful.
Oh, you almost maxed one of your stats there, Stark. I'm sorry, I'm so terrible at my job. Kinda fucked up your day, didn't I?
Sorry I almost completely ruined your life.
Dear diary. Alright. Wouldn't you just go home?
Well, that's the thing, is he can't, because he, in order to like counter the effects of this thing, he has to hook up with the girl of his dreams.
Dude.
So if he goes home, he'll just sit there and die, or these girls will be like zombies and break down his window. And...
Dude, when I was his age, the girl of my dream was literally any girl at all.
Yeah, I think they're shooting for something a little bit more.
Casey says that the calling us creepers was a direct knock against us, and that he hates us.
Oh, well. Fuck you too.
Great animation with that door opening. These levels aren't very big.
Well, no, they're divided into... It's the story mode, so, you know, it's interrupted fairly frequently.
With all of this lot. Just like Senra and Kagura.
Well, you know, they definitely, for whatever reason, whether the story is good or bad, they love to have a fuck ton of story in their games.
Good or bad, you have to sit through all of it. Thanks, Final Fantasy 13.
I mean, it's just a different thing that, like, you know, Western gamers want to get right down to the murder.
Why is she wearing her swimsuit indoors?
Because I believe the swimming area is nearby. Or the pool.
Stark. The inside is no place for a swimsuit.
They have
Except
an
for
indoor
her, she
pool.
has huge jugs, so she can wear that.
The indoor pool. You know, the one that even our shit school had.
No, you go nude if you're a girl in an indoor pool.
No,
that's a known fact. Stark.
Yeah, not in high school.
Especially in high school.
See, but the Japanese were supposed to be more perverted than us. How wrong we were. How wrong we were.
What, are you calling me more perverted than the Japanese? That's a bold statement, sir.
Fun fact, that girl's American only because she has an American flag on her panties.
I love that you know that just offhand.
Well, no, I hit her in that Doky Doki mode one time I was playing through the time attack mode. And I noticed an American flag, and I'm like, oh, I guess that means she's an American student. Now, this I don't understand what his rationale was behind going into the girls' changing room to try and avoid girls. This was not a good strategy, but yeah, here we are. We're gonna do a little bit of Metal Gear Solid vent climbing. I have no idea how he expected to not be seen hiding here, but it somehow worked for him, at least for a little while.
Casey says he's masturbating.
He's easily amused, but
See, like those girls right there that you're supposed to shoot.
I've known people though that actually are more turned on by this kind of like panty flashing stuff than like full out nudity.
You mean the Japanese?
They have such a wide range of fetishes. You can't just fit them to one.
Sure you can. Octopus.
Yeah, that's like the whole tentacle thing. That's a whole different thing. They have. It's kind of funny because despite the fact that their porn is so heavily censored, they have such a wider range of fetishes compared to like America's hardcore as they go is like, I don't know, like sadomasochism type shit. And that's like kiddie stuff for the Japanese.
You done fucked up, boy.
Or you hit the jackpot, one or the other.
See, what they're not showing you is that Cupid's love arrow that you're using is actually your penis.
I was gonna say, give some cancer.
Nope, it's his cock.
I don't think dicks work that way.
How would you know?
Anyway, she's not the American. It's pretty sad that you have to inspect their underwear to figure out their nationality, but hey.
Are there other ones that like you could like sit there and be like, oh, she's German?
No. For whatever reason, that's kind of like the Japanese love having like the American dirty Gaijin girl is always like this strange little fetish that they have. Trying to find like her. They tend to have like a certain area that you shoot at that tends to set them up, like fills the meter faster. Because you can actually fuck this up. Yeah, and going for the naughty bits will actually penalize you.
Casey says that sometimes leaving more for the imagination is better. It'll turn you on more. And I think he's just wrong.
Oh no, there's tons of people that like they would much rather have like a girl in a skimpy outfit versus being totally nude.
It depends on the girl. Some girls I'd prefer to have a bag over their head.
Yeah, you don't have that in 2D.
Oh, hello to the new watcher.
Yeah, this is not Hyperdimension Neptunia. This is a game called Galgun.
They just don't have it listed for us to select, so
Yeah, so we have to lie to you.
it's the closest thing that we could come up with.
This is an import game from Japan for PlayStation 3. This is essentially an on-rails first-person shooter, but you basically have the Orgasmo Ray, and you shoot girls until yeah, that's the area of effect from going into Doky Doki mode. And once again, up into the vent we go. I got some health
I love
back.
that he has to check behind him.
You never know when they're going to try and play grab ass.
When bitches are just gonna throw love letters at you.
Yeah, earlier on I explained the ridiculous story of this game, so...
Yeah. Because, you know, now it just makes sense.
Yeah, by now we all just know that this is...
You know, you've explained the story, so we all know what's going on. And it all makes perfect fucking sense why you have an orgasm ray. And she's being raped by a plant.
Yeah, because, you know, this is what happens in school.
Oh god, it's Audrey from Little Shop of Horrors. Read me, Seymour. You have a choice?
Well, no,
You can fuck up
it's-
this?
No, this is not the, this is just a dialogue for, like, the dating, so, like, this is whatever it is you're saying to comfort her before you decide to use your pheromone gun to fend this thing off.
Hey, fuck you. Just because I like musicals, fuck you. Stark sat through me in how many musicals?
2.
I was in more than that, but you only sat through 2.
Yeah. And unfortunate and lucky for you, I didn't have a pistol to put in my mouth because I don't do musicals.
Unfortunately for you, you had to be friends with me. Can you just, like, orgasm her?
No, the objective is to save her.
Are you orgasming the plant?
It's actually bad to shoot her.
Are you... You are. You're gonna orgasm the plant. Maybe this is why Republicans don't believe in evolution. You believe in evolution, and then you orgasm plants. That's what happens.
See, that's the unfortunate side effect of hitting her with that is she'll confess out.
Confess out?
Or like yell or something, like... Like I'm essentially creating enemy fire by striking her by accident.
Alright.
We have defeated it, so she is now safe from being raped by a tentacle rape plant. I didn't do very good on that mission though, so...
Only Japan.
You know, this kind of thing happens in school science labs. Somebody mixes two sciencey things together and
No,
then...
it's what happens when you mix semen with plants. Like I said, that's why Republicans don't believe in evolution.
It's Japanese high school science. You mix two sciencey things together and then the next thing you know, everyone's getting tentacle raped.
Or, you know, it's just the 80s and science plus lightning equals magic.
No, I don't even think. I think it was literally like 2 ingredients.
Really? Because...
Only because I've seen these tentacle rape science lab situations in multiple anime.
Okay. Multiple. You sure they weren't hentai?
I think they've done it 2 or 3 times in Tulavru. I'm pretty sure even in the second season of what is it? Is This a Zombie? I think they were trying to make eggs in the science lab and created a closed dissolving slime.
Yeah, no, their story checks out.
You know, that's
How it's done. Duh. Science.
I do believe we are approaching the end.
And that's when you get to bang her?
You don't bang her. Or at
Lied
least
to me.
not in the
You
game.
lied to me, sir.
This is an like there is no, they do have an adult only game, but I don't think they do them on any of the consoles. This is as high as it gets. It's Zero D, which is basically the equivalent of an M-rated game, and it's based on that because of, because you saw girls' underwear and all that good stuff.
No, there's a Z rating in Japan, and that's...
Well, no, they do have an adult-only rating, but I don't think those games get published on home consoles. Like, that's like PC-only kind of stuff.
And we are apparently background music to Cave Story Plus. Whatever. Listeners are listeners. Even if they're just staring at the screen going, What the fuck? It's great that we both made the same exact comment about this.
Yeah, that's basically what you can get out of this game is what the fuck.
Sadly, I think the first comment that I said when I walked into your apartment and saw you playing this was, doesn't some of these attacks the girls are doing seem dangerous? And you're like, that's what you took away from this? That some of this is dangerous? You know, Stark, I'm concerned for them.
They're big girls. They know what they're doing.
They're barely high schoolers. You got incoming.
They are high schoolers.
Yeah, in Japan that's pseudo-legal.
Yeah, but let's not get into the legality of anime girls, because, they are also not real.
Well, no,
Yeah,
well, aren't you considering...
I just don't want this to be...
Well, culturally, aren't you, like, considered an adult at 16 in Japan?
It's I think it's even younger than that. I think it's like 14 or something.
Isn't high school considered secondary, like almost secondary school? Like it's a secondary school? Like it's optional?
No. I mean, maybe even if it is, it's something you don't... Like, you can definitely skip school and not get arrested by a truant officer there.
Well, you also have to get accepted to high school. Like, you have to test in the school, don't you?
Yeah, and, like, to fuck that shit up basically makes you, like, it's just socially unacceptable. It'd be like shooting a puppy in the face over here. Like, you just don't fucking do it. And the people that do are, like, they're just reviled, like Hikikomori, or which are, like, the type of people that would, like, become a shut-in and not work, not get a job.
So me?
Not go to school. Yeah, you're definitely borderline Hika at this point.
I prefer to be called meat.
Yeah, that's actually the technical term, which is
not
in education, employment, or training. It's originally coined in Britain, I believe.
You know, that's what a recession does.
In Japan, a lot of people do it. Well, part of it is tied to the recession that just hasn't gone away since the 90s.
Yeah, they've been in like 2 decades. They call it the lost generation.
But there's, like, they have this strange thing. Like, there's some families where, their parents work themselves to death. They have enough money to support their children for their lifetime through their retirement and all the efforts of the money they made. They own their own home. And they'd actually rather just have their children stay at home and do nothing to take care of them versus them rotting in a nursing home while their child rots away in the office. And some of them actually aren't upset about this because of the fact that they know their life was wasted as a salaryman. But for the most part, society over there tends to, like, that's very largely frowned upon. I mean, nobody here in America likes it either. You're just welfare scum.
Hey, fuck you.
Oh no,
God.
2 teachers.
The one on the left sort of looks like Teacher Please.
Dangerous.
Dude, 3 adult women? Ah,
Ara.
should have gone for that.
Yeah, I don't think,
5 viewers.
For the person just popping in, no, this isn't Hyperdimension Neptunia. This
We're
is
sorry.
mislabeled. We're
They
playing
don't
an
have
import.
Galgun.
We're playing an import game called Galgun, which is essentially Orgasmo the game.
Sort of in high school, kind of.
No, it very much in high school, where
Well, and surrounding area.
and yeah, like they don't allow us to put in.
Galgun for some. They only seem to have American games, so
I don't know why it's restricted to what they say.
well, it's their database start. It's just the way that Twitch is set up. I'm sure I could write a formal letter if you want to stream this again sometime.
Yeah, you should get a senator in on this too.
A senator! Dear John Kerry,
We want to be able to stream M-rated Japanese games.
about orgasming high school girls and their teachers. Please help us out. Love, Farm. You think this would be easier with motion plus?
I don't know because I've heard mixed things about the accuracy of it. Like I said, I'm not doing that great because I have my own sensitivity setting at home, and I don't feel like fumbling through the menus to deal with it here.
Just every now and then, it just hits me how ridiculous this game is. Like,
Yeah, you sort of get desensitized to it after a little while.
it's just like, I'm sitting here and it's just like, I don't know, I'm sorry, you're just climbing the stairs and it's like, I don't know. It just struck me as really fucking funny all of a sudden. Oh, dude, she bitch slapped you with that love letter. Oh man, when he has to put his shoes on when he leaves, that's gonna suck. He's gonna lose all of his health.
Kind of curious as to whether or not he actually went to class while this is going on.
Would you? What did he learn today?
Like, was there an unseen part of this game where he just, like, sat around, did his fucking math homework, and then fucking ran around doing this bullshit?
God, I hope so. I really, really hope so. This game is called Galgun. We are not able to select it in the now playing thing because it's not in the Twitch database. It's a Japanese-only import.
Yeah, that's why you'll notice, obviously, everything's in the Japanese-only language. You can import games freely on the PlayStation 3. There's an
it's all
Xbox
region,
version of this,
yeah,
but PlayStation is Region 3, so you can import these things.
yeah. This is on my American PS3, so it's nothing special. It's just
You can get trophies out of it that will actually count towards your main trophy count.
Yeah.
They're all in Japanese, of course, so you can't read what the hell they are. But yeah, this is like, this is kind of like a strange little novelty game that's just so weird
what was
we
it,
had
about
to throw it up.
$60 to import?
More than that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're pretty much heavily, like, this is, like, considered, like, one of those otaku games. So, like, it's already priced higher than a regular game because of what it is. But
Oh, I
then,
thought this was like a greatest and it had gone down in price at this point.
no, in fact, this is actually difficult to come by now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, there isn't very... You can still buy the special edition of this that came with, you know, all the goodies that a special edition over there comes with. And it's something like $300 now.
It's $300?
Yeah, for the special edition of this game.
Does it come with extra levels or just like...
No, it's just the game that comes with a bunch of extra stuff, like, you know, a special edition of the game here. It comes with, you know, the soundtrack, the art books and posters and all that kind of stuff.
In a pillowcase, probably.
Maybe.
That feels like real human flesh.
No, I don't think they'd ever be nice enough to. Maybe. I think Senran Kagura might have done a Dakinikura. And here.
Oh, you did pretty good progress right there.
Taking way too much damage though.
Is there like more after this that you have to do? Or?
Yeah.
So you might be fucked.
Maybe.
Orgasm!
I tend to do better on the next part, but...
Oh, God.
No, there's more to this fight after this.
Really?
Yeah, like, I have to fight her, because, like, their possession becomes much stronger, and they essentially turn her against me. Oh, I did good.
That's the highest ranking.
That I know of. I've never gotten higher than that. Yeah, we're approaching the final boss battle, if you will.
Do your stats go down?
They change constantly. And even doing that Doky Doki mode where you have the close-up of the girl, like, even that affects the stats. I have no idea what the stats do, honestly. It doesn't seem to really affect much of anything that I know of. And you don't even have those stats in the time attack mode.
She looks pretty worried.
Yeah, because he has to get this thing finished before the end of the day. And, like, he has to hook up with that girl, well, fending off these girls by the end of the day. And, as you can see, that time is approaching.
Don't they get out roughly the same time that we do, and then they have like club activities after school?
5 o'clock, so they're actually getting out fairly late.
Well, no, this is like club activity time, like the time that club activities normally
Yeah.
go, isn't it? He doesn't really, I don't know, maybe he skipped club activities today.
Or maybe he's one of them guys that just isn't in a club. I think it's safe to say club activities are canceled under the terms of the fact that,
Everyone's creaming their pants.
yeah, everyone's trying to...
Everyone has to go home and change their underwear.
Everyone's trying to rape him.
Or, who knows, maybe he just went to club activities and that's why he's still here.
Yeah, as you can see, the difficulty's certainly ramped up.
Ecstasy!
Yeah.
It wants you!
Yeah. They've upped their game.
You're like, oh fuck, other side of the classroom, and she's written down. Oh, dude, teacher wants to rape the shit out of you.
She's tired of being that lonely Christmas cake.
Christmas cake's only good once a year, though.
No, Christmas cake after the 25th. Nobody wants it.
I don't know, I think it's fine over 26. They actually fine. Just a little stale. It's still good. It's still good.
It's from the like, nobody's going to buy one after the 25th.
I understand. Well, for a reduced price.
We're gonna have to get some health back because I know the last boss is coming, so...
Oh, this game is ridiculously hysterical. It's... I don't know, like, these girls are putting themselves in absolute danger in a lot of places. Earlier there were ones jumping, I'd say, what, 20 feet?
Yeah, they'll jump out of goddamn trees off of roofs.
Yeah.
I mean,
two-story bookcases that you have to go upstairs to see. They'll just fling themselves at the character for no reason. I mean, like I said, the first thing that I said to Stark when I saw this game is, these poor girls, none of this seems safe.
No, there is nothing safe about Cupid's deadly accidents.
Is that what you would call unwanted children?
What's that?
Is that what you call unwanted children, Cupid's deadly accidents?
No, I think that's more Bud Light's deadly accidents. It seems to be for
all the great tastes, less calories. Bud Light.
Sure, I'm glad that I'm not around people that consistently drink Bud Light anymore.
It's not very good.
Yeah.
And like for the choice that you have, you can. Is she just letting you shoot her in the coos?
Well, you know, she's just letting me shoot her. No, if I went like, oh, I guess she is. Apparently her knees are her
erogenous zone. Her knees and her lower back.
Well, if we went there, yeah, like you get the penalty there. But the small of her back seems to be the sweet spot, if you will. And hopefully I should get some health back out of this.
It's Resident Evil with Japanese schoolgirls.
Sure.
Well, yeah. You're fucking just walking through a fucking building, killing everything you see with orgasm. You know, I don't see any rings on those teachers' fingers, so you might be right. They might be wedding cake, or yeah, wedding cake, Christmas cake.
Yeah, they're totally Christmas cake teachers. I'm relatively sure all the girls attacking are single as well.
Really, Stark? Does it matter if they're single? Is it going to keep you up at night? If like these girls...
Well, sadly enough, a really devoted... There are voice actresses in Japan that have ended their careers because they hooked up and got married. Like, that killed their career. It's like, oh, well, she's been sullied. Yeah. Otaku are fucking serious motherfuckers.
You know, I guess the similarities to Resident Evil kind of exist, so there's like the hunters and jump at you from out of nowhere. Snake
the
boss
teachers
creature.
Are technically cougars.
There's the plant creature that you have to kill. Ah! That was a complicated confession.
Yeah, teachers are definitely the most dangerous enemies in the game. By far. Like, all the damage I've taken is pretty much from teachers.
Can't you just be a man and shut up and fuck them?
That's how you die.
You would die happy, that's all that matters.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to die because he hasn't even fucking graduated high school.
How memorable would your last day be? Dear diary, I'm gonna die soon. But what a day.
What if they're like zombies and they just like can't accept the fact that he settled for one and they all
No,
just
no, no. You don't
tear
settle.
him apart?
You don't settle for one. You
Yeah, but
settle
he's
for
on-
all.
Yeah, but they all want him at the same time, so they just tear him apart until he's turned into little McNugget-sized bits.
God invented lines for this particular reason.
ダメだよ
I don't know. I don't think the situation would work.
私
Well, then you have
And
a
it
shotgun.
wouldn't give us an excuse to... He doesn't have a shotgun. He has the orgasmo ray.
店長
What kind of guy is this?
目に
This is Japan. People don't just wander around schools with
やだ
guns.
店長いえ
We only do that in America.
Well, no.
私が絶対に幸せ
Bitch, be serious. Oh, your health restored, though. Is she powering up her Kamehameha? Did you just headbutt her tits?
何なの
These fights are much easier in the story mode. If this was the spore attack mode, I wouldn't even be able to damage her
Really?
at this point.
How do you damage her normally? When she's
Yeah,
on the ground?
yeah, when she gets pushed to the ground. And you have to hit those little spots. Like if you miss, then you instantly screw that part up and it goes right back to this. And as you can see, this can get out of hand because it gets...
He really does just headbutt her in the tits.
何なの
Is the boss battle the same for all of the girls?
It's very similar, but they all have different attacks. And, the rich girl has a helicopter that throws gifts at you to try and buy you off and make you go away. The guitar girl is actually playing a concert, and, there's a whole one, that one is radically different. I believe the guitar playing girl is a PlayStation 3 exclusive.
Oh, okay.
I think there was originally only 3 girls, and they added her in the PlayStation. This is essentially the ultimate version of the game, is the PlayStation 3 version.
すごいです
Rank A, so we didn't do too bad. We'll see what ending we got here.
How many endings are there?
There's 3 potential endings. There is the bad ending, there is normal, and then there is true. So we're going to find out exactly how we did here in a moment. What affects the endings is your performance in the special events with these girls, and your responses during these little conversation sequences. The true ending is actually pretty easy to get for this route. It's much more difficult for the other ones. I didn't do so hot on the library activity or the plant, so this is quite possibly just going to be the...
Is it just a still shot, or...?
Oh, first we have to do the coup de grace.
One more orgasm! He's just kind of taking it from you.
Well, they don't resist in this mode, man. So they let you go after Jumblies.
Well, yeah. Do you know where her weakness is?
No. These are always much harder to get. I'm going to say it's probably her face, and once you reach a certain point, it'll close up, or you'll get kind of a close-up. Actually, this spot might be a little better.
She wants you to fuck her belly button.
Like I said, I'm not really a fan of these sequences. Like they're
Because it's just like aim and shoot.
they're very like they just take much, like if they somehow shorten these down and maybe even threw in a couple more voices to make it a little less annoying.
Just,
yeah, like how many times can you listen to that? Not to mention I've probably driven my neighbor nuts in my apartment.
just listening to like, oh, maybe he thinks you're no one thinks you're a pimp.
Actually, you know what? There was an old Italian guy that used to live beneath me, and I was playing this game, and the next day he was like, "Boy, I didn't know you had a girlfriend, but go you." And I can't sit there and be like, "Oh no, I don't have a girlfriend."
That was make pretend girls.
I was playing a perverted Japanese video game
where I make pretend girls orgasm.
Yeah, like that was there was no good way to explain my way out of that.
Dead shot. The ear. Put it in her ear.
Oh, there's some girls that go nuts for it.
I hear that. No, they don't.
Strangely enough, no pantsuit shot in this mode. So that seems to be about as good as it gets for her.
Yeah, she seems to like it in the face.
Put it on her face.
In her face!
And that's how you win the heart of the girl of your dreams. Write that down. All you need to do is
put it in
find
her face.
Cupid, get the orgasmo ray from Cupid,
and then hit her a bunch of times until she comes like crazy.
And put it in their face.
Put it in her mouth. In her motherfucking mouth. God, why do they always look like they're about to cry when they confess?
Because it's the emotion. So pretty soon here we should
know what ending we've gotten.
Yeah. Actually really easy to get the I've actually had a harder time trying to get the normal ending.
Really?
I believe I can fly.
Have you platinumed to this game?
No. That's actually very hard to do. Like, I'm still trying to get the trophy for
Oh, I earned that trophy. Nice.
Yeah, I'm actually still trying to... I believe that may have been the... I do believe we got the normal ending here.
Okay.
Because usually you see them hold hands. The most perverted thing of any one of these games. Hand holding. Usually when she just flies off like that.
Oh, so she's into you, but she's not that into you.
Yeah, she's like, you saved me from whatever those stupid flying things were in the rape plant, in the books. But,
can't hold my hand.
Yeah, no hand holding for him.
So do you want to do another playthrough? You want to take a quick break?
I think we're gonna take a break.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break. We will be back.
We'll see what ending we got here before we sign off for a bit.
Yeah. We'll be back. We're not gonna go offline. We're just gonna take a really quick break, get drinks and that kind of thing. But
yeah, we just got the good ending here. So. Sorry guys, we didn't true end it. There was no hand holding. I know you guys were kind of trying to keep it in your pants for the hand holding at the end.
Which is the most sexual thing that you can do.
Yeah, the most dirty and erotic part of this game. But yeah, no hand holding. Sorry. We'll try again with another girl. Because, you know, these little points here, I guess I'll give a quick demonstration of what we can do with those little points, just for anyone that's still somehow interested in what the fuck is going on in this game. They essentially go in the unlocking gallery. I believe it's this menu option. Forgive me if I can't remember. Nope. Yeah, here we are. Yeah, and you just take these points and use them to unlock these cute little bits of art from different people on the creative
I know
team.
this is might not be the highest budget game in the world, but that unlocking animation fucking sucks.
Oh, you know, we're just unlocking cute little pictures here. We're not. Yeah, and that's essentially what you do with this. They're just random pictures drawn by different staff involved with the game and all that good stuff.
Wait, what?
She was wearing shorts.
Oh. I thought it was like X-ray and then like it was a reverse X-ray and it put more clothes on her.
Reverse X-ray. That puts more clothes on. I like that. That made no sense at all whatsoever, but yeah, sure. Alright guys, that was one playthrough of Galgun. If you're somehow still interested,
We'll be back in about 5 minutes.
yeah, 5-10 minutes, come back.
Alright. didn't have support, or that Twitch didn't have this game listed, and then like halfway through I look and it's listed. So I don't know if they got on that, or
you just derped.
I don't think I derped, but oh well. Thanks for accusing me of derping.
Derp accusations are the worst kind. Okay, so everyone who didn't tune in again, now you can see the story of how this mess happened.
ここからが私の腕の見せ所ですよ。私のスコープの前に立つのが悪いのです。
So you're off today, right, Stark?
Yes.
Okay.
ターゲットの名前は
So you can hang out for a while.
Yeah.
Alright.
I at least need to not drive in rush hour.
Yeah, yeah.
私のこの手で幸せにして差し上げます。覚悟してください。
I'm not in any mega rush. I'm probably only going to do one more playthrough of this. But
Aww.
I don't know how much Galgun the internet can handle.
Oh, Galgun.
男は大変なことをしてしまいました。
All Galgun at all times, Stark. And it begins.
Yeah, this is where he first discovers the side effect of being pummeled with so many of Cupid's arrows all at once. And discovers...
I love that guys get knocked out and girls just get orgasm.
Well, I think the gun he has is more... Like, from what I've seen, is it looks kind of more like a super soaker?
Huh. So he is shooting jizz at them?
No, it's supposed to be like pheromone. Magic pheromone. Because if something like this were real, I'm pretty sure people would have a lot of really awesome pranks lined up to use it.
Like everyone always? And all teenagers?
Yeah, like this would easily get out of hand.
In every high school ever?
Not to mention the potential for abuse.
I see no potential for abuse here.
The drug that makes you instantaneously orgasm.
Not instantaneously. Sometimes it takes up to 30 seconds. And if you're possessed, it could be a couple of minutes.
Would ruin humanity forever.
All we do is orgasm constantly. Terrible Cupid! Not so great at her job.
You know, in her defense, though, it clearly was a weapons malfunction.
Yeah, but the rest of the day is still...
I mean, you know, this is something that, they should have kind of looked over. You know, they're sending her out to do her business, giving her defective weaponry.
So she's part of the United States government?
No, we don't have defective weaponry. We have awesome weaponry.
That doesn't always work.
Actually, the complaint is that it works so well, it accidentally kills things it wasn't supposed to.
How is that?
That's like 150%. It's super effective.
Super effective.
America used Predator drone. It's super effective. We're gonna go all green across the board for everything.
Okay, fucking Al Gore.
似た感じでは下かなりの武将さんです。
She seemed kind of upset by that last choice.
エッチについベッドの下にいかがわしい本
Is there a way to maximize?
There actually is, like a guide that you can Google Translate that actually gives the ideal answers to all of this stuff.
Those were pretty shitty answers to start.
Yeah, it basically gave me right down the middle.
それでは天蔵様
But yeah, I'm not too concerned about those things.
告白する人を
Okay,
選んでく
we're
だ
gonna
さい
go for the twin tails.
The one with the largest tits.
Either that or she's about the same range as the other girl. I can't remember, to be honest. All these anime boobs just kind of all come together after a while.
Do you need the guide up at all times?
愛は一回です
Can I switch tabs is what I'm asking.
Yeah, you can switch tabs for now. I won't need that until that activity comes. Don't close that tab, though, because that was a bitch to find.
それでですね何がですか
Yeah, I just want to have the chat open.
男なら決めたことをちゃちゃっとしなく
When
て
you
は
need
で
it,
す
I'll
よ
pivot it back to you. Sound good?
Yeah.
Alright, good.
ご心配なく
Yeah, one of the minigame activities is gonna require a guide just because I can't read Japanese. So I'm going to have to match moon runes.
スタートです
My wife spilled something on the chat. It was bothering me. Is that the American?
I don't believe so.
At least she has diplomatic. Her fucking. At least her panties show her love of America.
Kind of curious as to where she got paintings with the American flag.
Hustler? That famous cover of Hustler?
発見したわ 付き合って
Oh no, I've already taken a confession.
You have any thoughts on this, Casey?
Best game ever, right?
Yeah, right?
Best first-person shooter.
Spunk? More like first-person spunk shooter. Like, where did those girls come from? This is dangerous. This is very dangerous. You think they jumped from the roof?
Oh, they probably came out of their classroom window.
Okay, well, it was at least 2 stories up. And then they jumped down to the first floor, which at least would have twisted their ankle. Unless they're in the gymnast club. And then they would be fine.
They probably are. Or some other club that gives them the excuse to have near superhuman ability. Alright, gonna have to mow these bitches down.
I was going to make a very off-color joke, but I don't think enough time's passed to make that joke. Now, she's just wearing stockings, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, pantyhose.
Now, how do those rank in the tier factor?
That's kind of a fetish all of its own. There are guys that fucking love pantyhose on their anime girls. especially when they get ripped.
Yeah, I know about that fetish through manga reading. Oddly enough, not porno manga. I love that they just explode. Why did that affect your stats negatively?
It always does, and some positively. Let's see, that's going to set off like this chain reaction. I had no choice but to submit.
Does shit ever worry you, the things that come out of your mouth?
No. At 0 fucks given.
Do you have to fight the agents? Because they're women?
I don't believe so.
But they're saying really interesting stuff right now.
Yeah, it'd be nice if there was a translated version of this game, but this is something that would never come to America.
Why, Stark? I don't see any reason for that.
Limited appeal, the simple fact that this would somehow cause a shitstorm, even though it's fairly tame for the most part. I mean, it's got that giggle factor to it, but outside of that, it's not like we're playing